Welcome to Tech Challenge Makers Conquer E-Commerce. I'm ELISE, your resident tech expert and author of the book Browser versus Buyer. I've worked with e-commerce shop owners for over 6 years, and I've helped hundreds of creatives overcome their technology fears. Gain clarity and direction in your business with ELISE's E-Commerce Elevator 6-month group coaching program. Join now at myscheduledbiz.com/elevator. The link is in the show notes. All right, hello, Bizzers. Today we are going to be talking with Regine Roberts from Social Media Snapshots. She is a brand community advocate, and for the past 2 years, she's helped solopreneurs and small business owners build a community around their brand through social media. She is also one of the coaches with BizFit Formula, where she works primarily with makers to grow their businesses. And she runs a monthly book club called the Business Boss Book Club. And she is the host of the Find Your Fans Virtual Summit, which is going to be running the 26th through the 28th of this month, July. By the end of this episode, you're going to understand how you can use a book club to generate traffic for your e-commerce shop, the technology that's required, and walk away with one action step. So, Regine, I am so glad to have you here to share your expertise with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, your experience with e-commerce, and why you chose a book club for your business?
Absolutely. First, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and hanging out with you guys. So my experience with e-commerce is I had a photography business, a retail photography business as a side hustle. And I ended up leaving corporate America to pursue that. Had amazing timing. I left corporate in October of 2019. So this little thing happened in 2020, shut down all the art shows. I took a part-time job at a local gift shop to just make sure the bills were paid. My wholesale gig with them got shut down. And just like everybody else, I all in focused on e-com and realized I was not clear on who my target audience was. And it was a really hard pivot. But I realized that I know small business owners because I am one. So I know what our struggles are with social media, with content marketing. And so I moved to Social Media Snapshots and focused on their needs. Along the way, I started, we're always trying to learn. I don't know, I'm always trying to learn. And I wanted somebody to, it's great to read these amazing business books, but you get so much more out of them when you have someone to talk about, just like a normal book club. So I started the Business Boss Book Club so that we could have that community and really connect and go from, that's a great idea, but my business is different, to how do I make this work for me?
And I think it probably was a lot about just talking about something that you already are interested in, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just having that connection. And it's like, okay, we're reading who else is going to read marketing books with you other than other business owners, right? So we need to have our people with us.
So that really leads us into our next question. So how is it that a book club can help e-commerce makers get more sales?
So when applying this to e-com, it's just like, it's a gathering place of your people. It's, it's like I have small business owners in my community, in my business, in my book club, because those are my people. But even if you're a jewelry designer and your vibe is like boho jewelry, you can pick out books that discuss that lifestyle that your people want and that they're going to resonate. And it's a way to gather your community together. It's awesome to have that face-to-face experience with them also, virtual face-to-face, but still it's like letting them see the whites of your eyes and hear the tone of your voice and just really connect with you in this kind of environment, just something really casual and real. Like it's not, oh, I'm putting this on for, we have kind of the persona that we put on video or in our ads or in our copy, but face to face, they can really get to know us and connect with us.
And I think, it's kind of a 2-point thing, right? So not only do you get to talk about something you love anyways, you get to give them an opportunity to meet you. And then it also is a way for them to feel comfortable enough with you to trust you to buy whatever it is that you're selling. So I'm not saying that it should be selfish, but at the same time, it is a business move to do something like this, right?
Well, and so people are going to buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. We've all heard that a million times. So this is a way for them to do all of those things at once. It helps you to position yourself as the expert in your industry and to guide them. And yeah, absolutely. You're kind of like, oh, that reminds me of that, leads to your product. It just is a natural thing, though. It's such, it's like you're in your natural environment. You are passionate about your thing, whatever that thing is. And it's just going to naturally lead that way. And you can practice a little bit going, oh, this is something I want to highlight, but it's not a stretch. You don't have to work really hard at it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I know for me, every time I get to meet with my people face to face and talk to them, I get to learn a little more about them too, which helps me to help them more. And I think that's the same thing here. You can talk to your people face to face or via chat or whatever. We'll talk about tech in a moment. And they get to tell you how you should do things better to help them more. And I mean, how can you not win there? That is a total win-win.
When I love it when I am in my book club and like we all bring our life to the table and it's a great place to go, oh, after reading this, it makes me think about what I want to do in my business. Do I want to do this or do I want to do this? They're right there. They will tell you, oh, I love that idea. Or yeah, not that one, but that one sounds pretty, you get that. Not only do you get that feedback, but again, because you're in a natural environment, it's not like, oh, I'm going to tell you this because I'm trying to be nice, or I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Forced. It's not forced.
Right? Yes, it's like, it's just more spontaneous and it's real. It's a real connection. It's like we're real people doing real people things.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I know Regine, works with business owners. I work with business owners. We both have done e-com stuff ourselves as well. This can apply to your e-commerce business. I just wanted to make sure we really pointed that out. This really is all about connection and less about what it is that you sell. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's jewelry or if it's a service or if it's whatever. You can still connect with your people in this way. And if your real aspiration is to help those people, that should be something that you want to do regardless of the outcome for your business. But the truth is, it can really help you connect and make more money. Connection is one of the 4 main things I talk about that you need to do with clients. And so getting that connection is really essential to growing your business. So let's jump into what this podcast is all about, Regine. You look like you wanted to say something. Did you want to say something?
I did. I just wanted to add, your people want you to succeed. So it's really interesting that as you're reading something, if you have hiking supplies or something, you're reading a book about hiking, I can totally see your audience because they want you to succeed. They could go, oh man, that person sure needed your hiking thing there. I mean, yep. They're cognizant of what you do and what success looks like to you. And if they're there in the room with you, they want you to succeed. So they're going to bring up selling opportunities without you even trying.
I completely agree. 100%. 100%. Okay. So now let's get down to the nitty gritty of what this podcast is about. So this podcast is all about helping tech challenge makers. So that brings us on every episode to what technology makes the overwhelm when someone tries to host a book club virtually.
So the tech is changing all the time. So yeah, I started off just doing in a Facebook group room, and it's spotty sometimes, and Facebook's always changing things. So my ideal is to have people in the room with me where I can see them face to face, and then stream it into the group so that people who couldn't be there at the moment, that they can watch the replay and, add their thoughts in the comments. Facebook, you never know if you can always do that. I think last time I checked, Facebook wasn't allowing you to stream the room into the group or onto a page. So that is a challenge. My workaround has been to go to Zoom, but that is a paid account that allows you to have people in the room for, our book clubs go for an hour sometimes not. But so Zoom, you can do certain things for free and certain things you can't. So that's can be a challenge for some people, is just, having that pro account. Getting it connected to your Facebook group can be another thing. So it's a 2-step process. And that second step gets me every time. I'm like, why isn't this working? Oh, right. The second step, shoot. So it's a matter of adding the app to your Facebook group and then going back in and managing the app and allowing permissions. So it can be a little tricky. It's not necessarily free, but I think it's so worth it just to have that chance to meet virtually, but still face to face to see everybody, see the whites of their eyes, see their emotions, see their crazy hand gestures because I'm Italian. Yeah, all of those things. You want to see them. It's just that great kind of in-person feel, even when you can't be in person.
Yeah, 100%. So for my tech challenge makers out there, okay, ready? Here we go. Here is the short version of what Regine just said, because I know it has to be super short and sweet for you. So option 1, if you are on Facebook, you can use a Facebook room. You can only have that in your group if your room is in your group, or in your page if your room is in your page. You cannot cross-share them, maybe. You might be able to, but you might not. So at a minimum, you can put it in one place on Facebook. That's going to be probably the simplest option. Next option would be to get something like Zoom. If you want to be able to stream that somewhere else, so such as Facebook, you would have to have a paid account. But if you just want to be able to meet for 45 minutes, have everybody join you in the Zoom room, you can do that. That's super sweet. It works. It's cheap. Free is very cheap. And you don't have to worry about streaming. You also have the option of getting a paid Zoom account and doing the streaming, and you can stream it to multiple places. So Regine, what I gathered was you wanted to stream it to both your page and your group. Is that correct?
I stream it into my group just because that's where the core of my people are. So I figure if they love me enough to be in my group, they're probably going to be more likely to interact with Facebook, with the book club. Okay. Yeah, so that's my process.
Okay, so if you just want to stream to one place and you're using Zoom, you can definitely do one place to Facebook. If you want to stream to multiple places, which this is what always ties up my people, you're going to need an additional thing. I like OneStream, and OneStream will allow you to actually broadcast it to multiple places. So if you want to do what you see me do all the time, which is to broadcast on YouTube, the Facebook page, the Facebook group, all the different places at once, you can do that with something like OneStream and Zoom combined, but again, you would have to have paid accounts. So hopefully that kind of summarizes the tech side. Again, basic, simple, just do a room on Facebook. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Basic, simple, room on Facebook. It might have a few glitches, but it should work more or less. Okay. All right. Yeah. Any other thoughts about the tech?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, so then one more thing, because I like to give you guys an actionable step every time we have one of these podcast interviews, and that is, what is one thing every listener should implement today if they think that they might like to use a book club as a traffic source for their business?
Okay, well, I would suggest first, whatever your thing is, whatever the vibe is of your group, find at least 4 or 5 books that your group would be interested in, that you can connect with them over. And so once you have those, first ask your group, are they interested in a book club? And, and I would give them the whole thing. Hey, I'm thinking about doing a book club. These are some books that I have in mind. What do you think? Or you guys want to participate? And ask for their input. Ask for them, do you have any other books you would suggest? Do you have, out of these books, which ones should we start with? And just give them as much opportunity to really be a part of that decision so they can kind of take ownership. That's not a book club, that's their book club. You want them to just really connect and have ownership with that book club.
Yeah, 100% agree. Anytime you can get someone to raise their hand and say, oh, that's mine, that's me, you're always going to have better buy-in in the end. So yeah, ask them. Is there a book that you've been dying to read that you haven't had a chance to read? Tell me what it is. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking of starting a book club. We were going to use this book that you suggested so-and-so, this book that you suggested so-and-so. Tag them if you're talking about on Facebook or somewhere, and they're really going to be bought in then.
Right? Exactly. No, I love that.
100%, right? Okay. So Regine, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. This has been excellent. I know you've had some success with your book club. I've seen you in your book club with other people conversating. It took me a minute to understand how the whole thing worked, but I did finally get it. So there you go. So thank you for joining me and sharing all of your information. You've been doing this. You're the expert here. I don't know. I don't have a book club. I'm really excited to join you as a speaker for the Find Your Fans Virtual Summit that's going to start the 26th through the 28th of this month, July. And it's going to be a blast. We actually already did that interview, and I already know that it's awesome. So you guys should definitely check it out. There's, of course, a link in the show notes. But if our listeners want to know more about you, how can they connect? What's the name of your book club? Give me some more details.
The book club is called the Business Boss Book Club. And I have a little a little list, a little cheat sheet of the 11 best books for business owners. That is a great way to just get a sample, and it has my contact information on there so we can connect. That's probably the best way to connect. You can find me on social media at Social Media Snapshots with a Z, just for fun. And those are probably the best ways to connect with me.
Okay, awesome. So I will put a link to the information about the book club in the show notes as well, of course, and the Find Your Fan Summit also in the notes. So make sure you check those out. If you're listening before July 26th through the 28th, make sure you join us. You can watch those as they're released. It's completely free if you watch them as they're released. If you're joining us after the 28th, you can still go and join us. There'll be an option to get those videos after the fact and watch them on the replay. That is all. Again, thank you so much, Regine. I can't wait to join up again and chat again. And thanks for joining us. If you like what we're doing here at Tech Challenge Makers Conquer E-commerce, and it's helping you gain clarity and direction in your business, you should check out ELISE's e-commerce elevator. In this 6-month group coaching program, I'll guide you through the ins and outs of building a business for purchase conversion. You'll also get to join up with a small group of other e-commerce shop owners who are focused on building exponential growth and reaching the right audience. Head over to myscheduledbiz.com/elevator and join us. We welcome a limited number of new members every 6 months, and by signing up today, you'll reserve your spot. Thanks for listening. See you next week right here on Tech Challenge Makers Conquer E-commerce.